Okay, let's get started. Normally, remap is different depending on what you do for everything. Like, everything is situational in editing. Like, certain clips have different type of movement. So, it depends on what you're doing. And some, like, things just kind of warp if you get, like, pre-cuts or whatever. But, like, you can just make it look good anyway. I'll show you AMV first, and then I'll show you, like, some GMV, but I'll probably make a separate thing for that. It is pretty different, in my opinion. But first, what I do, and before we start, you may see a different tutorial that tells you to do things differently than how I do stuff, but I do a lot of things kind of differently, so add Twixtor. I make it the same FPS that the clip is in, so 13997. Okay, so now I have it, and then I pre-comp this, and then I go time remap, Control Alt T. But if you don't, you can just right click it. It's right here. So I normally try to keep all of my remap in one set of directions. So I wouldn't remap this whole thing because she's like moving separate directions. So what I do is I do this thing called 3-point. So you want three keyframes. So let's do like, let's see, yeah, like a second one or more. That's fine. So I always have this to the last frame you can possibly get, and then I'll do like 2 frames before. I'll bring this here, and then you can normally like this, because if you want it sharp, I would make it like a sharp type of graph. And you graph it. I'm gonna use this because I'm lazy. I would recommend like adjusting it, making it look good, situational. So it should look like that. Ow, hold on. Yeah, and then for here I have this. It's just like, you kind of don't want it to go linear, but you don't want it to be too tight to the point where you kind of just can't see it moving. Like that. And then, like, let's say, like, you're warping or whatever, if you do it too tight, like, let's say you make your graph insanely tight. Like that. Depending on how much movement there is, it'll look weird. And then what this is called is where it doesn't move at all. It's called dead frame. So you can see here, it stays at 77 for a consistent like 10 frames, maybe. That's not good. Twixtor, it will fill in the gap between those two to make it look smoother, but once it stays on the same frame for so long, it'll just look really bad. So I always have like a type of graph that kind of keeps it like just a little bit under, so it's constantly moving just a little bit. But if there are less frames, like, because I have a full frame clip, it makes it easier. You basically just want to have it, I like to do it as tight as I can without having too many like dead frames. So like, this is a good graph, I use it all the time. Whoa, okay. Sometimes it'll warp. Most of the time it's just small things that like you don't notice unless like you're looking at it for like an hour and a half. Like, it should be fine. And if it's not, there's a good chance like you're trying to remap a kind of bad clip. So you would have like a lot of movement and directions in one like whole remap. And what I mean by that is if she was moving like, let's see, if I did this, and then if I just did this, it would look kind of weird. See how it has like 2 separate movements in the whole thing, and it just looks really weird. I try to keep my thing separate, like all of my like animations, directions. Like, you can do it, but it's kind of messes with your stuff a little bit. So you got to keep it pretty nice, kind of smooth. Depending on like if I were to like extend this out like this, I would probably have to make the graph a little bit like more loose, so it still looks like it's flowing. Because if I did like this type of graph, it may still work, but it would look kind of weird. Oh, it works. Okay. But yeah, it's like if you do a graph like this, obviously it's just so many dead frames. Like it depends on how long your clip is and how many frames you have to extend over a certain period of time. Yeah, but each clip is different. So each one might need like, let's say you only have like 3 frames, right? You can't extend it like to 2 seconds. It's not gonna work. Like flow framing helps a lot, but AI is not that good at like making weird clips look good. Like this, it does, because it's just going in one direction, and it has pretty like obvious like next movements. But, like let's say you're getting like a clip of someone fighting, or just moving all over the place, or if there's like particles on the screen, like anything that's not easy for the AI to like figure out what's gonna happen next is pretty much gonna mess with your timing map. But that's just about it for this. I wouldn't say there's much else to learn other than like different types. Like you can play with it, you can do whatever you want. Once you understand how it works, you can do whatever you want with it. Like you could just slap like something like this on, and then it just slowly picks up. Like some people do this for like build up. See, like it kind of keeps the movement and then it gets faster, because once you understand how the graphs work, the graphs are very important. If you do this, sorry, if you do this, it's gonna look really bad at the start. But it's up to you. You can really do whatever. Remap is probably one of the easier things once you get used to it, but I feel like a lot of people struggle with it at first, which is understandable. But yeah, that's just about it for A and B.